You won't believe what just happened in News World. We've got all the details right here on Weej News. Let's jump into this news. After speaking with Mike Shinoda last year, I got the feeling that Linkin Park had departed from this world and had entered the afterlife that big rock bands go through after a member passes away, leaving the other members and their fans stuck in a state of not just grief, but also ravenous nostalgia. Chester Bennington was an extremely demanding lyricist, a Hall of Fame rock screamer, and a singer who was unexpectedly sensitive. He passed away in 2017 at the age of 41. To fill these shoes is an enormous task. I never would have bet on new music, even though I could have imagined a sad reunion engagement and a continuous trickle of good outtakes. That's why it was shocking to learn yesterday that the band was making a comeback with a new album, From Zero. Drummer Colin Britton and vocalist Emily Armstrong, a long-standing member of Dead Sarah. The revelation came via an unexpected live-stream performance. From a camp whose supporters had been waiting 7 years for these players to realign, it was a refreshing moment of clarity. Given the shock and amazement of the band's first public performance since the solemn Linkin Park and Friends Celebrate Life in Honor of Chester Bennington event in 2017, where a long list of well-known pals filled in for late vocalist, it made sense to break the news then. There was no time to question Armstrong's suitability for the role prior to witnessing her take it on during the broadcast. The audience was asked to rapidly reconstruct their perception of what Linkin Park is and ought to be. Despite the cleared-up doubt, there are still a few thorny questions surrounding the reunion, such as Armstrong's past involvement with the Church of Scientology. Her employment also goes against the tradition of legendary rock bands breaking in a new singer. There didn't seem to be an audition process. Arranging the older songs came after writing new ones. I sensed from Shinoda last year that his worry about the future was a cunning facade. In addition to emptying vaults to preserve memories and monetize a catalog, Linkin Park was also concluding business before an impending reset. It feels like a boundary now. The release in April of Friendly Fire, a charmingly depleted relic from One More Light, the last album with Bennington in charge. The song is included on the Paper Cuts Greatest Hits CD. The sensation is revived by the new track, The Emptiness Machine, which takes a different approach from the previous album and abandons listeners to follow suit or fall by the wayside. Truly, a new era has begun. Skate punk heaviness has replaced the dark, contentious alt-pop of the previous album. The vocal track's minor key melodies towards intense, yelling choruses seemed poised to break through the mix. According to Machine, this trip is the spirit of a Linkin Park song, and this group can go in the direction set for them by the consistently surprising corpus of previous work that is now in the rearview mirror. This project has always been about adhering to conventions while also breaking them. Examples include incorporating pop sensibilities into metal, fusing anime with anime, and incorporating dance and rap into rock and roll. The livestream gave hope that this could succeed. Early on, Armstrong was a little intimidated by the burden of having to not only face the fan base for the first time as Bennington's successor, but also perform his material justice, as evidenced by a few mispronounced notes. Shinoda explained to Zane Lowe that he was drawn to Armstrong's scream since it seemed somewhat crushed in real life. Armstrong hits the necessary sweet spots, making room for her own intrigue while supporting Shinoda's Lift Me Up, Let Me Go refrain from the breakdown of the Catalyst, with arresting high notes and delivering on the nearly unwound Shut Up. At the end of One Step Closer, like a drum machine or guitar pedal inspired by but interested in more than imitation of a beloved staple. Her rendition of What I've Done is softer than the original, coming at the chorus's heartbreaking regrets with a kind of determined self-deprecation. Although Armstrong won't sound exactly like Chester, there are some familiar moments in her range. Her vocal ranges from aggressive growls to delicate, angelic high notes, perfect for a band eager to honor its new metal heritage while rekindling its artistic fire. Though Britton's powerful playing might be able to take the group more closely to the punk metal subgenre of the Hunting Party, 2014, it's more likely to help Light's pop designs become more focused and resilient. That's all for today's news update. What are your thoughts on? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for daily updates on the stories that matter most.